everybody. Lance Russell and Dave Brown right along ringside, ready to go with another big day. Championship Wrestling, David.
Opening match today. We've got the return of a guy that everyone, I think, in the area knows very well. Tojo Yamamoto is back.
Yeah.
He's going to have another from that stable of Japanese wrestlers. You know, that's always meant tough competitors that he has brought in here in the opening match today. Then, a little bit later on, we will be looking at Robert Fuller. Jeff Jarrett will be here. The Cuban Choir Boys or Assassins, whichever you prefer. And a main event today that's going to feature Billy Travis and Scott Steiner going against gorgeous Gary Young and Don Bash. Should be some kind of match there.
What a main event for a fact. And we're going to update everybody on Max Payne, the dethroned CWA heavyweight champion, on his knee and all of that. That'll be coming all today. Let's get it on. We'll be back in just one moment. Here with
Mr. Russell, the great Tojo Yamamoto is back again. I made a tour in Japan, and I went to find the great warrior, Senshi. You know, understand?
Yes,
and the great Senshi means the great warrior from Japan. And the Senshi now is here, and he's willing to take any kind of commerce, tag team, single, and everybody. We just gonna clean house, and we're gonna dominate wrestling.
let me ask you, Tojo. Okay, I didn't want to ask you anyhow. All right, David, we're ready to go.
All right, this is going to be a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match. Introducing at 227 pounds out of Arkansas, Alan Reynolds, and going against him from Tokyo at 235 pounds, the great Senshi, with Tojo Yamamoto back in the corner. One-fall, 10-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
As you indicated earlier on the opening of the program, Dave, I have never seen somebody that Tojo brought in here that just was not really tough and hard to handle.
I'll tell you what, he can scout talent as far as tough and rugged goes, no doubt about that. Senshi right on top of Alan Reynolds with a cover. One is all he gets, so can't hold him down for a 3 count.
We're seeing it right there, and Alan Reynolds is finding out immediately how tough he is. Alan coming back in the corner as he's going after the great Senshi, and referee Jerry Calhoun says, come on, step off. He's on the rope. Turned around this time. Senshi drives a knee in, pulls him out of the corner on a whip. Across the ring, follows with another foot to the midsection in there. Alan Reynolds snapped over the shoulder, and Senshi with both fists drove down on him, and only a 2 count. Thought he might have had him right then.
I thought he might have had the 3 count too, but he didn't get it. Alan Reynolds still going after him. Whoa, right over the knee, got him there. That interesting move.
Boy, sure was.
He just picked him straight up.
Got him in that front waist lock, takes him around behind now, turns him over, drives him down, follows with what appeared to be a right fist from over here, and picks him up again. A whip across the ring. Reynolds takes that short little chopping shot. Bam! And that's all it took. 2, 3, he got him.
3 count. Minute 30 seconds, and the great Senshi with Tojo Yamamoto back in the corner, stepping out of the ring with a victory over Alan Reynolds.
Tojo with a big smile and a bonsai, and they take off with the first victory. So we've seen the great Senshi, and he came on just about the way we thought he was going to be. Rugged. We got more action. We'll be back with Robert Fuller, the Tennessee stud, in just a moment. Hey, listen, before I tell you the action coming up Wednesday night, I want to remind you that Championship Wrestling will be on next week on television on Sunday at 12 noon. So you be sure and be looking at that. That's 12 noon next Sunday for Championship Wrestling. Well, Wednesday night's going to be it. Son of a gun, we've been wondering about that rematch, and the AWA Championship Committee said, King, you got to defend it against the former champ, Curt Hennig. And Wednesday night, right here in Evansville, Indiana, it will happen. Jerry Lawler versus Curt Hennig with a world heavyweight title at stake. Jerry gets by this one. Son of a gun, he could have that title forever. But you better believe this is going to be one of the major stepping stones that Lawler will have. Also, a grudge match with Robert Fuller and Jimmy Golden teaming up. Silvio will be at ringside, going against Jeff Jarrett and the great Senshi with Tojo Yamamoto over in the corner. CWA heavyweight title, Southern tag title, all of that wins. Back in the ring here with our next tag match, as a matter of fact. The Harris brothers will be in here, Ron and Don, and they'll be in action. Before we get to it, though, coming out, the flamboyant Tennessee stud, Robert Fuller.
#1 prize winner for the $250,000 is now the Tennessee stud. You know, today I consider myself the luckiest and the happiest man on earth. I've got the prettiest ballet any man could have, and everything is coming down. As you know, I own a stable of gentlemen, and I'm starting today right here to put together a new one, baby, and this is a happy day because I'm going to show you some loveliness and some tough people at the same time, baby. And I got a little word for those people out there. I've had a few problems in some of the areas that I've gone to. It seems that the fellas are flooding down there to the side, trying to get a little touch off on the stud. Let's get one thing straightened out right away, fellas. Let them girls come up in front, reach over and get their touch off. You get back home, you're going to be in good shape. I guarantee you that. Let's get back to work here, Lance, and get my fellas out here. What I'm going to do is introduce one of the finest gentlemen you'll ever meet. He's a part of my family. He's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. And, brother, I'm going to tell you this. He's stud material from top to bottom. Better talking about it. Bring it on out. I'm talking gorgeous Jimmy Golden, baby. This man is it.
Jimmy Golden.
Glad to have you back, man.
Or Win Rhodes, I notice.
Listen.
Is that the uniform of the studs?
There's more. There's more. I know what you're thinking here, baby. That Jimmy Golden and I have been together for some time. But today we're putting it together right here. And, brother, that's going to be bad news for some people. But let's move on down the line because I got some other people that I'd like to talk to about this thing. I've already talked to one gentleman. You all know him here because all of the pretty ladies out here, and they ain't many of them, if you know what I mean, have sent in their cards and letters. Thousands of them. But some of the cards and letters, Lance, come from California, some of them from Las Vegas, some of them from New York, up in Philadelphia, and that's where the pretty girls are, if you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Gary Young. Gary, you're the next stud, man. Bring it right on out here.
Gorgeous Gary Young. You have recruited Gary for your stud stable.
Hey, I'm telling you, it's signed. It's a package deal, baby. Bring it in, Gary. Bring it in.
Yeah.
Listen, this is a fine guy.
Have me out here again.
And listen, when you talk, Lance, about studs, take a look at Gary. The women love him, baby. There's no question about it. And now there's one other thing. I hadn't talked to this gentleman, but it's something I've been looking forward to, particularly since I saw this last match you just had on TV. I'd like for Tojo Yamamoto to come out here, if he would, please. Tojo, could somebody get Tojo Yamamoto and get him out here this minute? Yeah. This is a special moment for you, Tojo. Bring it on out and bring that ninja or sushi or what is he called there?
Senshi.
Oh, Senshi. That's why I know a lot about Japanese. Tojo knows that. I've been up and down the road with him sometime. Come on over, Tojo, in the camera here where people can see you. You'll have to lower that camera a little bit. Listen, this fella you got here, man, I'm very, very interested in it. I was watching the match right here. What I'm doing, Tojo, is putting together an organization for men, for studs. You know what I mean? Well, maybe you ain't gonna cut the category if you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the man right here, this man right here, that you're managing. I would like to get him signed into the stable. This would be the biggest thing you ever do in your life. I can guarantee you that. Don't think about it, just say yes.
I don't understand you.
He's not stud material, babe.
What's the matter, you? You no good son of a gun, you? I don't like you. I don't like you. You gonna go.
What's the matter with him, boy? He just...
I don't think your recruiting went too
comes out here and insult me like that. You little slant-eyed, good-for-nothing butterball, you. Nobody insults the Tennessee stud standing with his new stable right here. You tell that...
You tell him.
Huh? What you call me, slant-eyed?
I was talking to my valet about how we went up and down the road and did miles together and how much I liked you, Tojo. Reconsider about the thing. Bring your man on in so she'd be great in our organization, man. Give it a second. You do the slant-eyed sticking out there. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay,
and baby, that's going to be fine. You don't sign, it's going to be your behind, and I guarantee you that.
I think that's enough of that. You've insulted him, and everybody else is intelligent enough. You guys got a match coming up here in the ring.
Right, baby. They're going to insult them, too.
Jimmy Golden and Robert Fuller together. Haven't seen them here in a long, long time, but both of them with big, big reputations. No question about that. Okay, coming out, referee Jerry Calhoun and the young team of Ron and Don Harris.
It's a 1-fall, 10-minute time limit match right here. The Harris brothers weigh in at a total of 501. They're out of Apopka, Florida, and out of Atlanta, Georgia, and Montgomery, Alabama. We are looking at the team of Jimmy Golden and Robert Fuller. This match, 1-fall, 10-minute time limit, and the referee is Jerry Calhoun.
Well, there's no question that the Harris brothers have been coming along with great strides, but they are going against a veteran tough team today in Jimmy Golden and Robert Fuller. As we said, we hadn't seen them around here in a while, but they have been active around the world. And Jimmy Golden, good move. Went around behind waistlock.
Well, a little hair pulling there by Mr. Golden.
Took Don down as Golden grabbed the hair. It was difficult to see through the turnbuckle pad there, but he grabbed the hair and took him off his feet. Tag on Robert Fuller. You got a lot of height involved in this match, Dave.
Boy, you sure do. The shortest man in there is about 6'4", I think.
Yeah. Whoa! Don hanging on to that arm. It takes Fuller over, and I believe it surprised him. Looked like an arm to me, Jimmy. Jimmy Golden indicating hair. And again, Don Harris. And Golden now telling the referee.
Yeah, it was the arm. He never got close to the hair. He just hung on to him there. Robert Fuller. Fuller, the biggest man of all four of them in there when you include weight. Not by much, though. All of them are about the same size. Don takes him down again, and Robert Fuller finds himself on the back. Trying to get to the corner, reaching for the tag on Jimmy Golden, but couldn't get there.
Both of these teams have got great reach when it comes to tagging. They can really stretch it out. That's Ron Harris in the ring right now.
Ron trying to hammer that arm up behind Robert Fuller. Fuller reverses it on him. Ron reverses it right back. Nice move, but Fuller's over to the corner. He gets the tag, and here's Jimmy Golden. Nice release and reaction there by Ron Harris as he immediately let go of Robert Fuller and went after Golden. Golden caught him right there, though. Golden with the body slam on Ron Harris.
Fuller and Golden, both second-generation wrestlers. Woo! There goes Ron Harris, dumped out on the floor, and the referee back in between Don and Jimmy Golden while Robert Fuller reaches down, picks Ron up, slams his head on the ring apron, and really catch him with a zinging right hand, followed by another one. And referee Jerry Calhoun jumps over to get him to stop pounding on Ron Harris. In there! And little snap suplex put on by Golden, drops with an elbow, and Ron Harris trying to get himself back up on his feet where he can get in contention. Front face lock put on by Golden.
Harris has been in trouble here for a minute or so. There's a tag, and Robert Fuller from outside grabs him. He's choking him from outside, not coming in inside the ropes here. Well, now they tag again. So this time, Fuller steps through the rope. A double team on the exchange. Ron Harris back in the corner. Reverses Fuller across the way as he whipped him into the turnbuckle.
Funny, a shot coming out of that corner. Going to work now on Jimmy Golden, and both the Harris twins are in there. As Fuller and Golden are finding a lot more opposition than they anticipated against these young fellas. That's Don, takes him in, goes for an abdominal stretch. Robert up on the rope, drops down, double hands Harris, and there's a cover by Jimmy Golden. Count of 1, 2, 3.
Well, they got him, but they got him on a double up as the referee was distracted, and Robert Fuller came off the rope, dropped on his back. Jimmy Golden then covered. for the 3 count. 4 minutes, 13 seconds. The win for Robert Fuller and Jimmy Golden.
Jimmy Golden, Robert Fuller, in their first appearance as a tag team here on our CWA action, and they come up with a victory over Ron and Don Harris. Good match, so as they put it together. We've got more of it. Be back to it in a moment. Quickly, let me run over some action coming up next Thursday night on June the 9th when be Cloversport, Kentucky at the community school. You can save $1 by getting your tickets in advance. Tuesday, June the 14th at French Lick, Indiana at the Springs Valley High School. And that action, when it comes your way, be sure and get out and see it. How about it? Wednesday night, the biggest, you bet. Jerry the King Lawler defends against Kurt Hennig for the World Heavyweight title. This is the return match Hennig has certainly been waiting for, and the fans are wondering, can the King keep it and get over this big hurdle? Additionally, Tom Brandy against gorgeous Gary Young. Southern Tag title, the Cubans defend against Billy Travis and Scott Steiner. CWA Heavyweight Championship, Brickhouse Brown defends against Sean Baxter. And a grudge match with Robert Fuller and Jimmy Golden going against Jeff Jarrett and the Great Senshi with Tojo Yamamoto at ringside. And, of course, Lawler and Hennig in the main event. We're about ready for Yowza. Next action in the ring. And Keith Eric said as he came in, watch that door. Don't let anybody interfere with this one.
Jeff and Keith had gone in a match CWA Wrestling here before, and Robert Fuller jumped in there and interfered, so Keith got disqualified. It's going to be Keith Eric out of Memphis, Tennessee at 216 pounds against, from Hendersonville, Tennessee at 208, Jeff Jarrett. This is going to be a one fall. 10-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun's the referee. And we are underway. Keith Eric against Jeff Jarrett.
Keith, who has never been able to crack into the upper echelon of talent in wrestling, nonetheless has great respect from the guys that he climbs in there with, because, boy, he's been in with all of them, and I'm telling you, is rugged in that ring, too. Good wrestler.
He's got a headlock he's working on right now against Jeff. Jeff using the ropes, fires him across. Whoa, Eric with the shoulder. This time, though, Jeff sets. Using the arm, takes him down. Shoulders are down on the mat, but the left shoulder comes up. Eric said something to the referee.
Hair. He said he had a hold of my hair.
No, he didn't.
No. Keith Eric with that arm wound up by Jeff Jarrett, and one more time, and it belongs to Jeff. They're reversing it, and this time Eric over and down, and a bar follows as Jeff Jarrett slides in, tightens up on it, and has him right down on the mat.
Got a couple of real battlers in there. Both of them move around the ring and attack their opponent. Jeff firing Keith Eric into the ropes. Eric with a shoulder coming off of there. And another one puts Jeff down to the mat. Jeff lets him go by this time, sets, and with the arm takes him over.
Follows it with another, and there's no doubt about it that Jeff has the speed advantage in there, and that normally is true. He is in such excellent condition and works so hard at it. Boy, I'll tell you, he has come along and really put some muscle on that body, but he still maintains that speed. Keith Eric back on his feet, drives Jeff into the corner. Keith with a weight advantage.
Eric had a handful of hair as he pulled him back in there, too. This time Jeff moves out of the way, and Eric drives his shoulder into the turnbuckles.
Jeff concentrating on that arm, wraps it up and drops with an elbow again. Jeff Jarrett, Keith Eric, CWA Wrestling coming at you. We've had some excellent goes. We got our first look at the Great Senshi a little bit earlier. Robert Fuller and Jimmy Golden together. And now Jeff Jarrett against Keith Eric, and a whip out of the corner across the ring. And Jeff takes a knee. Wasn't able to get out of the way on that one.
Eric came right in there with the knee up, and Jeff was
look at here.
in the corner. Oh, shoulders down. Got a 1 count. Eric back on his feet, but Jeff Jarrett got it with the right hand as he came after him. Jeff with the snap suplex puts Eric on his back. He does not try to cover him. Instead, he sets and hits it with a good drop kick. Nice move by Jeff. He sure was.
Keith Eric up again and down again as Jarrett covers him. 1, 2, 3. He got it.
Excellent match. Jeff Jarrett in 3 minutes, 23 seconds gets a win over Keith Eric here. Jeff really looking good, timing the drop kicks perfectly, and takes home the victory.
Boy, I'll tell you, that was a good one, and I know he's a little out of breath, but we want to get him over here. I'll tell you, that Eric is tough anytime. A lot of guys have beaten him, but he's not easy.
Get my breath.
Man, and I'll tell you, just as Dave pointed out, timed those drop kicks perfect. You knew what you wanted to do, and when you stunned him with that second one, you got that beautiful 1, 2, 3 on him.
Thank you, Lance. But I'm not here today, to talk about that match. I'm here today to talk about I guess my breath.
Yeah.
Talk about the upcoming match I got against Robert Fuller.
Yeah, how about Robert Fuller?
I tell you what, Lance, as everyone knows, every time he comes out here, last week, I believe, Lance, I proved it. I came out and caught him to his face, challenged him to a match, and you saw what happened.
He would not climb in the ring.
He would not climb in the ring face to face. But on the other hand, every chance he gets, run up from behind, catch me from behind, 2-on-1.
Hit you with a bottle.
He's...
What? Sylvia, no.
You ain't the stud. He's the stud. You
I
couldn't
wouldn't
whip
call
your
it-
way out of a wet paper
Sylvia,
bag.
this is Jeff Jarrett's interview, so
No, whip me. Try me. You couldn't whip your way out of a wet.
Just get out of it. Why don't you go stand behind him?
You can't. No.
All right,
He's
Robert,
the stud.
will you
You're
get her
a
out of here?
snot-nosed punk.
Why don't you just get behind your old man?
No.
Let him do the talking.
I can talk for myself.
do enough talking.
You're just a little punk. You're snot-nosed brat. You couldn't whip your way out of a wet paper bag.
Come on, please, Sylvia, just take it on out of here.
Get your old lady out of here. Why don't you do your talking?
Try me. Come on. Try me, Jeff. Come on.
Tell us for his match got me. That's
Hey,
when you
come on now. There's no excuse in that kind of thing.
Take that woman.
I will fight her.
Jeff Jarrett, he doesn't interested in oh no. Jarrett with Sylvia on his back. Here comes Robert Fuller, pounding away on him. She comes out here and picks the fight. And Jeff Jarrett showing, Jimmy Golden from behind nails Jeff, throws him up in the ring. You wouldn't know that. Yes, oh yeah, you'd know that was going to happen. Both of them jump in the ring, start pounding Jeff Jarrett. And not one of them, I didn't see Fuller in here by himself. He's out here with Jeff Jarrett, and Jarrett nailed him, put him down on a chair, and Jimmy Golden jumps him from behind. While Golden's holding on to him, Fuller slamming away with that right hand, pounding on it. He not only just finished a match, they got to do 2-on-1, Fuller and Golden. They got to really be proud of this. Kojo Yamamoto coming out. Robert Fuller slams him, pounds him. Oh, good night. Sylvia picks up that kendo stick, and she is really wearing him. He's going after her. Yamamoto trying to get a hold of Sylvia, who is beating the stew out of him with that kendo stick. Kojo grabbed her hair while Fuller and Golden are beating on. Oh, here comes the great Senshi. While Sylvia broke loose and is pounding Kojo, and look at Senshi. Yamamoto's newest of the stable of great Oriental wrestlers. Senshi chopping, wailing, kicking away. As Jimmy Golden and Robert Fuller head for the hills, Yamamoto, who took quite a beating with that kendo stick in there. He got a hold of her one time, but Jeff Jarrett, see how Jeff is up maneuvering around as Golden and Fuller pulled out the best shots. I don't know what Tojo is talking to Jeff about. Tojo's saying, "Are you all right?" Simply asking him that as he was Johnny on the spot. They've had their problems.
They
before.
sure have.
Yeah. But Tojo, you could tell right off the bat, he didn't like Fuller's cocky attitude and the remarks that he made about Yamamoto. So, Jeff Jarrett, saved from a near disaster with Golden and Fuller pounding away at him, and it all started with Sylvia coming out here breaking in on the interview. What we're going to do is take time out. I'm going to go check and be sure that Jeff is okay, and we'll be back on the other side of the break. Of Max Payne, but an event happened last week that I felt was one uncalled for and very unfortunate. As a matter of fact, Max Payne in a bout was jumped by Brickhouse Brown and the two Cuban assassins, and they worked on his leg, and they got his left leg. They thought it was broken, as a matter of fact, at first, and he ended up having to forfeit the CWA heavyweight title. He had a match scheduled with Brickhouse Brown, and Brown picked it up, you know, because it was a default. That's exactly what it was. And we got a little chance to update after the match was over with and see about Max Payne's leg. Let's take a listen to this.
Not too long ago, Max. Yeah, Brickhouse Brown. I thought you was my friend. You were my manager. Something happened along the way of this ring. You know what I think it is? It's greed. Money, Rick, and smell it. You and Kurt Hennig got something up your sleeve. The Brickhouse, beyond belt now. It's beyond anything but integrity. Brickhouse, talking about a man's pride. You tried to break my leg. You and the assassins tried to break this man's leg to put him out of what makes him his money. But you committed a cardinal sin, Rick. Because you didn't break it, man. I'm still functional. More than anything in this world you should be afraid of, Rick, is the fact this leg is not broken. Make me back. You better be ready. I'm going to be right there like a bad nightmare every night behind you. I'm coming for you, Brickhouse Brown, and Kurt Hennig and all his money. Is he going to save you, Brickhouse? Not this time.
Max, after that rehabilitation treatment that he was in, we didn't think he was going to be here, but he called and said he would like very much for us if we would save a couple of minutes for him. He wanted to be here live, and here comes the former CWA heavyweight champion on crutches right now, Max Payne, who had a very bad week last week.
You know, more than anything, Lance, I wanted to come out here and I wanted to put my name on a paper and sign a match with Brickhouse Brown, but unfortunately, I can't do that.
Look like you're a long way from it, man.
Well, you know, as an athlete, we go through these things. Unfortunately, Brickhouse and the assassins, you know, made a move into the ring, and I thought they broke my leg. Doctor said, give me a couple more days off, and I'll be functional. I'd like to go out there right now. In fact, I'm really sad that I can't wrestle right this minute. It's unfortunate, though, because Brickhouse Brown, being my manager in a past like that, you know, you don't know who to trust, and it really hurts me that something like this would happen.
Yeah, well, the thing that amazed me is first he wanted to give away your title. Now, you know, I've had some differences, but I mean, right's right. First thing he wanted to do is give away your title, and then he gets the Cuban assassins, and all three of them jump you and disable. That was no accident. That was done on purpose. I'm sure of it.
Well, I think it's obvious. I think the people in Memphis know, as well as everybody else that's out there in TV land that's watching right now. They know who the true champion is. They know who holds the CWA title, and it's Max Payne. Brickhouse had it as a gift. And Brickhouse, the belt doesn't matter anymore. All I want is you, man. I want to tear you up. I want to get in that ring with you right now. I wish I could get in that ring with you right now, Brickhouse Brown.
You don't have to talk to me to the airways. Whatever you got to tell me, say it to me personally.
Yeah, well, let's just keep it reasonable.
You keep that up, you might win Inspirational Wrestler of the Year. Let me tell you something right now, Max Payne. See, you was a fool. You was stupid. You still could have been a part of my master game. Now you're going to go down as one of the many fools that I hurt, crippled, and maimed. Sucker, let me tell you something right now. Hey, what's wrong with that leg right there?
Oh, yeah, you asked what's wrong with that leg. Yeah, you better believe.
No. Tell me what's wrong with your leg, brother. I'm concerned about
You
you.
assassins, you know you jumped me. You jumped me, yeah, Brickhouse Brown. You jumped me in Memphis. You jumped me bad, and you did me wrong, Brick, and you know it.
I want you wrong.
Yeah, here was the guy you were supposed to be managing.
You want me in the ring?
Yeah, I want you.
Let me do you a favor right now, brother, because, see, I've been hanging around Brother Ernest a little bit. Give me these things. Come on.
Hey, all right, Brickhouse, come on now. Give me back the crutches.
Impress me by walking, fool. Come on.
Just give him the crutches back, Brickhouse.
Give him the crutches back.
Yeah.
Here you go. Come on, boy.
Yeah, that's
Come on over
that
here,
really
boy.
is funny.
Huh?
Give me my crutches back.
Just take one step at a time, brother. If you can't walk, hobble or stumble, bumble until you fall down. Come on.
Come on, Brickhouse, quit that kind of stuff. You're gurgling around with a man that's got a knee so bad he can't even...
You paid to interview and not interrupt. You need to go sit behind
Yeah,
the
well,
desk.
you're not paid to come out here and take somebody's leg that's crippled up, and you're poking him with a crutch.
There you go. You want them?
Yeah, well, give them to him. Come on, give him the crutches.
You want them?
Oh,
Get them, Max.
very funny. Okay, Brick, now just get out of here.
Brother. Huh?
Come on.
Fight?
I don't want nothing.
Huh?
You wait till he
If
gets
he
your
can't
leg.
walk, what he doing out here shooting off his mouth about the brick man, huh?
He came out here simply
If
to
he
say
ain't
that-
ready to back this wall talk up, brother, huh? You want to fight now?
Yeah, I do, right?
Oh, come on.
Great. Okay, now come on, Brickhouse. That's enough.
Hey, you
Now,
better
stand
get
there.
your own
No,
defensive
listen.
old main
You don't
stuff
come
right
around
down
here
and
and
sit
hit the
down,
crutch
boy.
here and do
'Cause
that.
I tell you something
Just
right
pick it up
now,
and get
man.
all right out
I
of
ain't
here.
hesitate of knocking out old fools
Okay, well,
like
you may
boy.
knock an old fool out of here, but you're going to jump on some guy that's got his knee pounded up like that.
Come on,
Just
get up,
put it
boy.
on, will you?
Get up, Max.
Get this guy out of here. This is ridiculous.
Get up.
lay one more hand on him, young man, and you're through. You're suspended. Don't lay a hand on him.
Hey, this ain't got nothing to do with y'all, man. He's out here running off at the mouth, sounding all inspirational, talking about what he's going to do to me.
Yeah, well, you're so tough when you got a guy here that can't even walk on
I ain't
both
from
legs.
Missouri, sucker, but show me.
Yeah, show you. Just enough. Okay. Thank you, Eddie and Randy, for getting out here. Okay, Max. We understand your problem in there, Brickhouse Brown, now being run out of here by Marlon and Randy Hales. And Max Payne hobbling back. Boy, that knee is in bad shape. We're time to go to the ring, I think, Dave.
Got the Cubans coming in here, the Cuban choir boys, Cuban assassins, as Max Payne heads back for the dressing room area.
Yeah, that just makes you sick to see a guy come out here and
Brickhouse Brown.
take advantage of something like that. I want to see it when Payne's leg gets well. I tell you, that's what I want to see. Okay, we're ready to climb up in the ring with our next action bout, and we've got a newcomer coming in here and a couple of guys that aren't so new. And here comes Brickhouse Brown. He's got to be awfully proud of what he and the Assassins did to Payne's leg.
This is going to be a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match. Total weight 435. Out of Arkansas, Doug Dancing, and out of Kentucky, Tommy King. Going against them from Havana, Cuba. Total weight 516 pounds with Brickhouse Brown in his corner. The Cuban Assassins, the Cuban choir boys, they like to be called.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you what. You sure didn't make yourself any friends today. Jump somebody to the kind of shape that Payne was in. Payne can take care of himself, but I just hate that one. Okay, let's get into what we've got here. Cuban Assassin number 1, Doug Dancing in there right now. These guys are squat, but boy, they are tough, these Cuban Assassins.
Double tough, let me tell you. There's Cuban Assassin number 2 in there, grabs Doug Dancing. Dancing goes for a headlock, and he's got it. The Assassin, though, now fires him into the ropes, and just... it was almost a clothesline and almost a power forearm. He drove him down to the mat. Dancing near the corner. Got the tag, and this is Tommy King, our first look at him on CWA Championship Wrestling.
King shoots a drop kick out there. The first one backed him up about 2 feet, and that was all. He shot the second one. Oh, good night.
He may not get up again the rest of the day after
really. This is his debut on Championship Wrestling, and the Assassin #2 just almost ended it, and maybe his career is short. He really mashed him in the corner. Turned over by the Assassin #1 after the tag. These guys with a lot of international experience behind them. Another tag. Here comes the biggest of the two. Just flat turned him over with a power slam and tag. Okay. We don't want to hear any more from you today. Just keep it down.
Knee in the back, but it was a legal one. Ooh. The Assassin with a cover. Count is 1, 2. That's it. 1 minute, 52 seconds. And the debut of Tommy King, not a pleasant one today on Championship Wrestling, as he and his partner Doug Dancing are defeated by the Cuban Assassins, Brickhouse Brown in their corner. 1:52 again the time.
1 minute, 52 seconds, and the Assassins walk away with a victory of it. All right. Okay, we're going to take time out. Be back in just a moment. Wednesday night is what I'm trying to tell you right there in Evansville, Indiana. You better believe it is going to happen. The rematch. Curt Hennig, former world heavyweight champion, will be taking on Jerry Lawler for the title. The King has some comments to make about this match.
Well, I guess Curt Hennig has finally gotten his wish. He screamed and he cried and he begged and pleaded long enough, and the AWA has ordered the rematch. And I guess that he thinks that I'm going to be shaking in my boots and I'm going to be afraid of this rematch. And a lot of the fans and a lot of the other wrestlers around the country, I'm sure, are saying, well, that's it for Lawler. His title reign's coming to an end. Well, all I can tell you is I'm looking forward to this match, because after I beat Curt Hennig in a rematch, then nobody, Curt Hennig or any other wrestlers or any fans around the country, are going to be able to say that it was a fluke win. Curt Hennig, I'm coming for you, brother, and I'm not just going to be out there trying to not lose this belt. I'm going to be trying my dead level best to beat you right in the middle of the ring so that we can stop all of this belly aching and crying once and for all.
Gorgeous Gary Young, all geared up and ready for it.
We've got an expiration of time match just about to get going here. Introducing out of Greasy Corner, Arkansas, Don Bass, and out of Little Rock, Arkansas, Gorgeous Gary Young. Their total weight, 546 pounds. They've got boss winners in their corner. Going against them at a total of 478, out of Detroit, Michigan, Scott Steiner. And from Lexington, Kentucky, Billy Travis. That's to the expiration of time. Jerry Calhoun will be the referee.
We got some time, and I'm delighted because this should be a dandy with the singing cowboy Don Bass starting out, and across the way it'll be Billy Travis. Travis and Steiner, who have not had too many matches together, but boy, they have looked good in there. Interesting style. Actually, Travis, as young as he is, has more experience than Scott Steiner. Steiner was a two-time All-American at Michigan. He is from the Motor City. We call him the muscle man from Motor City. And boy, he has got a lot of muscle, doesn't he, Dave?
Oh, he sure does. Boss winner said Don Bass didn't have to pull hair. I don't know what that was all about.
Leapfrog, drop kick, Billy Travis.
Big Don Bass. Boy, he weighs in at about 300 pounds all by himself.
Gorgeous Gary Young bragging about all the pictures he had gotten of young ladies who would like to be his valet and go right to the top. Wow, Scott Steiner takes over from Travis. Tag on Young, and now it'll be Young and Steiner. And Young is caught very quickly in a side headlock. Leapfrog.
Look at him go here. Down to one. Scott Steiner got on Gorgeous Gary Young. Boy, the way they were going, it was like the first one that made a mistake was in trouble. Well, that mistake was made by Young. Steiner pressed him down but couldn't hold him for the 3 count. Here's Travis back in.
Guys move pretty quick for fellows as big as that, don't they?
Well, they sure do. Yeah, Young weighs in about 245 himself, as does Steiner. They both weigh about the same. Young with a height advantage, but all those muscles weigh a lot of pounds for Scott Steiner. This is Billy Travis in there with gorgeous Gary Young right now. Young, easy to recognize with that bright pink hair, whatever it is. Cover by Young. Can't make it stick enough for the count to get it going. Look at Travis with a drop kick. Over to the corner, and Scott Steiner will be coming back in.
Great action as Steiner is in with Young. Don Bass tries to slip in, but the referee runs him out. And over on the ropes, it's Steiner shoveled across the ring. A little crisscross, and down goes Steiner over the top. Young leapfrog and does it easily. Nice hip toss. And down goes Young as Steiner hooks him in to that side headlock and tags Billy Travis.
Steiner reached for Young to try to hold him down, maybe go for a cover, but he couldn't do that. So he immediately adjusted, went to the corner, tagged Billy Travis. Good move. Get the fresh man in there. Over near the corner of Don Bass and Gary Young. Boss Winter talking to the referee. Here's Don Bass. Slams Billy's head into the top turnbuckle. He was pulling hair, too, and he jabbed him in the throat. Boy, he's breaking all the rules at once.
Hard for the course for Don Bass. Got about a 2 count out of it as Travis kicked his way loose. Bass broke it well before the 3 count.
Bass was calling for Gary Young to come in. I don't think they even tagged. Doesn't matter. Young is in there. He's got Billy Travis. Fires him into the ropes. A knee lift by Young. Travis on the mat. A cover by Young. Count of 2, but he broke out of it at the 2 count. He was dangerously close to a pin.
Yeah, that one was close. No question about that. He was right on that 3 count when Travis was able to break it loose. Tag again on Bass. Bass buries a right fist in the midsection. Goes after Travis. Front face locks him, and with Boss Winters up on the ring apron, the referee comes over to get him down. And Travis, I think, tags Scott Steiner. We're not at the proper angle to have seen it. It didn't happen to be watching the monitor, but the referee didn't see. Yeah, Steiner's complaining about it. Gary Young down, and Travis, nice recovery, but it was broken up by Bass.
Travis started for the ring, for the corner again, but he was about 2 feet away from the tag as gorgeous Gary Young pulled him back to the center of the ring. He caught him by the foot. Held him out of the corner. So they keep Billy in there. Billy wanting to get to the corner and tag Scott Steiner. Young with a knee, just slid the knee pad off the side of Billy's head. Boy. Billy's been in there quite a while this trip. Boss Winter says it's all over. We'll see. There's a choke by Don Bass. The referee caught him at it and calling for a break. He's not counting. He had his hand just wrapped right around Billy's throat. Couldn't have been any more obvious.
Look at this!
Billy hooks him down. Shoulders are down, but he can't make it for the 3 count.
Billy is not on top of it right at the moment. He's taking a little too many jars. Tag again. That time I saw it, Travis to Steiner. It doesn't make any difference if we see it. It has to be the referee.
We both saw it, but Boss Winter had the referee diverted over here, and he did not see the tag, so Steiner has to go back outside. Billy Travis has to stay in there. He's against gorgeous Gary Young. Young with a face lock on Travis. Looking for a corner. He went the wrong way. He was a bit disoriented there and could not find the corner. Then he was hit with a clothesline by Gary Young. Billy. Oh, backdrop. High in the air. He hits hard. There's a cover. Counts at 2. Billy kicks out at the 2 count. He's still in there.
That's about the 3rd or 4th one that Billy has been very close on, as a matter of fact. Gary Young takes over, rips him with a right hand, and Travis back down on the mat again. He just can't get Steiner in there, and that's what he needs desperately. Oh, a nice backslide. One, but Bass again breaks it up. Taking advantage of the situation, Billy Travis made a good move, but that's history is Gary Young right back on top of the situation again. Travis trying to fight his way out of it, get loose, make the tag. Here he goes. There goes Scott Steiner. Scott Steiner. Little revolving door action on Don Bass and Gary Young. Travis takes Young, slams his head, and Steiner dumped over the top rope. I believe that's going to be it. Yep.
Yes, sir.
He put him over the top rope.
Don Bass dumped Steiner over his shoulder, over the rope, over in the corner. You can't throw him over the top rope. That's an automatic disqualification. But look at this. Young and Bass have both got Billy Travis in there now, double teaming him. The fall is over. Here comes Steiner in to help out now. The team of Steiner and Travis will win it. 7 minutes, 23 seconds, the action, and a disqualification over the top rope.
Faring much better with the 2-on-2 than they were 2-on-1. Disqualification over the top rope. Travis and Steiner the winner. We'll take time, be back in a moment. Match
Ooh,
there.
Yeah. Tell you what,
gun was going.
It was indeed. Billy Travis, Scott Steiner end up getting the victory when Don Bass dumped Scott over the top rope. Can't do that. That's been illegal forever, I guess. And they got disqualified as a result of it. So Billy Travis, Scott Steiner get the win. A little bit earlier, it had been the Cuban Assassins, Cuban Choir Boys, defeating Tommy King and Doug Dancing. Tommy's first appearance on CWA Championship Wrestling today, and it was not a good one as he was pinned by the Cuban in there. Jeff Jarrett defeated Keith Eric in a match. It was Jimmy Golden and Robert Fuller. Well, they came in here claiming they were an awesome tag team. They've been together for a long time. They've got quite a reputation. Yes. They are an awesome tag team. They don't like their style, but they won the match over Ron and Don Harris today in a little over 4 minutes. That was also a fine wrestling match. The Harris brothers looked very good, even though they ended up losing the match.
That's true.
It was the Great Senshi, brand new one out of the Tojo Yamamoto stable out of Tokyo. I think we were both suitably impressed that he backs up from nothing. He came in, he won his match against Alan Reynolds today, and then was involved in more action concerning Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, we were not, we were in fact impressed. We weren't surprised though, because Yamamoto has that ability to find guys who can really produce, and you may not like them, but you got to respect them, and that's exactly what it is. Hey, we're out of time, son of a gun. Next week, more of it. For Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.